Hi guys, how you doing? It's Ryan. I just had this crazy idea that I would do a yoga routine as a video today. I have seen some other people that I follow contribute their routines, so I thought I would share mine. My routine, I've been doing it for about 20 years off and on, sometimes every day, sometimes long periods without. It was something we used to do in martial arts, Chinese martial arts, Kung Fu, and I later found out it was called Taoist yoga, and I modified it a little bit because I was a landscaper at the time and then a carpenter, and my arms would hurt and my shoulders, my back, and I just added on little bits here and there. So it's Taoist yoga for a tradesman. I don't particularly, when I do yoga, I don't aspire to be freakishly flexible. I just like to stretch and breathe and practice my balance and strength. Well, in and of itself, but mostly just to keep my mobility and to give my joints, my tendons, my ligaments, my muscles, everything a chance to relax and heal. So it's also, I want to say, a form of a meditation. When you do a certain routine over and over again, you stop being able to having to think about it, and you can just really drop down and relax, and your body goes through all the motions, and your mind is left to not have to worry about what you're going to do next. You focus on the breathing and you just relax. My favorite time to do this was after dinner when my belly was full and I felt just a little bit tired, and I would just do this. Anything, if I was in a rush, it would be like 20 minutes. I could stretch it out to 45 minutes. But anyways, here we go. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear me for everything, but I did choose an amount of breaths for every posture. So I'm just going to go to it. So I start with the neck. That's a breath. 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 I'm going to do this 3 times. Letting go of all the stress, relaxing your body, keeping your hips in and your back straight, breathing deeply, feeling relaxed, not caring about your environment, not minding the people walking by looking at me, not worried about the cars, not worried about the neighbor. Breathing deeply, then I like to do 10 circles. 4, 5, 6, 10. And the other way, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In breath, hold the shoulders. Let them go. Pulling your arms behind your back, trying to touch as far down on your back as you can. Just try to do that once usually on each side. And then I come to 10 of these. I'm just stretching my arms out, Back is always straight. Spine is up and down, straight. 5. Squeezing the air out. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we try to touch our elbow to our opposing shoulder. I can't, but it's the effort that counts. And you just do this, all these, each day. If you do them consecutively over many days, you feel the effects. Okay, so from here I'm just going to twist. I've got my heel up. Sometimes I like to go a little lower. I'm just twisting my spine to its maximum. 10 of those. Again, everything is a breath. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, I come to here. I put my hands in prayer. I press them down to stretch all my fingers. I'll flip them over and I do the same for the opposite tendons on the top of the arm. These ones here are great for jiu-jitsu when people are always pulling on your wrists. So you just take you give yourself a twist. I don't know how else to describe it, but you're just pushing your wrist action to its maximum there. Okay? And then the opposite, you're crushing in this hand. You're not harming yourself, you're just pushing your wrist to its limit this way. And I usually like to put my big finger, my middle finger in that hinge, just stretching it to its maximum. And then the opposite hand, the same on the opposite. This is useful for actually doing martial arts moves, because then you're familiar with grabbing onto another person's hand. Same here. Okay, then I usually like to snap them out. If you do it long enough, you'll really get a sensation. I don't know if that's the blood going to them. Then I like to pull each finger, because in the trades, when you're handling tools and materials all day, your hands are so fatigued and stiff, and this has helped me so much. I've had to do it, pretty much every part of my body has been injured at some point, but I'm so into yoga now that I feel great, even though I'm 43. And then the opposite, the top tendons. I keep my arm straight, pull my finger back ways. You feel it up here. Like I said, these are essentially the warm-up stretches for martial arts. Okay. This is getting into a bit like Qigong here. I just like to take my energy, reach up. Oh, that's a breath down. Breath out, scooping a whole bunch of energy up, bring it into your center and just drive it into the earth. I usually do about 3 of those. This is 4. Okay, so from here we have another stretch down the side. I usually just don't let my hips go sideways, keep my hips the same and just try to touch the ground on my left. Deep breathing. I'm a little distracted making a video, but I'm usually very relaxed at this point. And then I'll intensify the stretch by hanging the other arm over and opening up the side. Breathing always, breathing always. Stretching it, you can really feel that. Okay, I'm satisfied. So now I just keep my feet about shoulder hip apart. 10 hip circles. Always welcome to match the breath. It's very good for your digestive system. I'll often burp at this moment. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, I'm back the other way. Okay, I'm going to reach down and stretch down and hang here for a bit. Try to keep the legs straight as I can. Just bending my back. Just do what you can in a relaxed way. Slowly come back up. Knee circles. Only 5 of these. Ankles. Try to do a circle shape rather than a square. Both ways, about 5. You can practice your balance as you do this. Not really any reason why you would fall over. Okay, so at this point we would come down and the legs are kind of like the shape of a house, you know, like your knees are over your heels, and then you drive your elbows in to spread your legs. And you just kind of hang over the front. I'm feeling this in my groin. I haven't done this for a while. Feels good. I love this stretch. And then I put one hand on each knee, and I want my right arm straight. And I dive down a bit, looking back, always breathing. Keeping the legs the same, and then I'll give you one on the other side. Okay, and now we're going to come forward. I'm going to do the splits. I've been doing this for years. I'm not that flexible. Yeah, you just come forward and try to keep your legs fairly straight. And hang out here as long as you like. I would say I'm good usually for about anything from 3 to 10 breaths. Okay. And from here we're down on the floor. Before you let your butt touch down, keep your butt up just for this. And you're on your heels and your hands, and then you lean forward from there. If you can. Another one of my favorite stretches. Very deeply. It feels great for a sore back. When I was digging holes all the time. Very healing for that. So sometimes I'll put my fingers on the ground and rest. Other times I'll stretch them out. And I'm feeling it on the inside, on the back of my legs. All of these stretches, I like to work it in the hips and keep my back straight, my head kind of up. Whereas some people will do more of a nerve stretch where they dive their head down. I prefer to keep my head up, my back straight. And it seems to serve the purpose of having good posture and everything for me better. Okay, so from here, say I would take 10 breaths there. Stretching out over each foot. A breath, a breath. We usually do each twice. And then intensify it by reaching over. You can definitely feel that in my lower back. Feeling very peaceful and calm as I go through the stretches. Lifting my feet up, helping myself if I want to. Putting my feet together, put my feet on my ankles and use my elbows to press them flat. Increasing your flexibility day by day, taking the tension out of your hips. All right. At this point, I put my feet forward. Reaching forward, my legs may not be entirely straight. I'm focusing on my hips and my lower back. Again, I'm not diving my head down. There are some types of yoga where they'll ask you to do that, but this particular one, I find that I'm trying to increase the range of my hips. And from there, I'm going to go into each individual leg. I'm seeing a straight line down my center to the front rather. And I'm leaning my body over just my right leg. I will often do about 3 breaths here. If I wasn't making a video and speaking, I would be feeling very calm at this point. Usually I'll listen to some music. Calm music. This would be more of a yin practice to do at the end of the day, you know, before bed, rather than a wake up. It could be a wake up if you did it early enough. Okay, I'm over about 45 degrees off my left. My leg hasn't changed. Just exploring a different range of this particular posture. This one here, I'm like 90 degrees, touching my chest to my knee, but trying to keep my right hip fairly close down. Okay, this one's really nice. Put my hand on my knee here to torque myself and just plant my left hand down behind me and just turning my spine like you're wringing water out of a wet towel. You can do all these for as long as you want. I like to come back to the center after and do a stretch again there. And then the same happens on the opposite side. Come back to center. Pressing my legs down again in a butterfly type position. One more out front, both legs. Curling the toes back. I'll often do 3 breaths. And then I'll finish by pointing my toes forward, stretching that way. From here, I added on other styles of yoga that I'll carry on. But that's the end of the yoga martial arts stretching set. So from here, my body feels great. I'm calm, I'm breathing deeply, and this is an excellent segue to just have a meditation now. I like seiza. Seiza is the Japanese word for kneeling. It doesn't hurt me at all. It can last quite a while. I'm just sitting on my legs. It's very comfortable. My back is very straight. So doing those stretches and leading up to a meditation is very effective. So there you have it. I hope somebody gets some worth out of this and maybe can follow along. So I'm going to have my meditation, and thank you for watching. Peace and love.